Hello, welcome back to Lavender Polish. It's been a minute since I've shown my face, but you know, it's been a bit hectic. I just moved actually, which is why I've got such a boring background over here. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Today, we've got something a little bit exciting. I managed to get my hands on the Holotaco Cats collection, which I am so excited about. But on top of that, that's not all. I also still have the Starrily Cats collection. So I'm really excited to take a look at how these both look on my nails and see exactly what the differences are. So for anyone who doesn't know, Holotaco is a brand owned by Christine of Simply Nailogical, and a long time ago, before she started her own company, she did a collaboration line with Starrily to make some nail polish for her two cats. One of them is orange, like your cat Zyler's fur, it's called Zyler the cat, and one is pink, like your cat Menchie's nose, and it's called Menchie the cat. They were a fan favorite, everyone loved them so much, which is why everybody was so excited when she decided to recreate them for Holotaco, her very own brand. Now, she's made it clear that these colors are not meant to be dupes, but obviously they are very heavily inspired by those same colors, so I wanted to just do some swatches and take a look at exactly what the differences in color and formula are in between these two brands. So, let's take a look. Alright, so taking an initial look just at the bottles, you can already see that these two colors are super similar. You can start to see though that Starry's is a little bit darker while Holotaco has a bit more of a silver tinge to it. Here I'm doing the first coat of Holotaco's Menchie the Cat. It goes on quite nicely. Of course, it's not going to be a one coater. No glitter polish is ever going to be a one coater. I will eat my hat the day that happens. However, it's looking pretty good. You can't really see too much of the jelly, so it kind of just looks like pink glitters on my nail right now. Absolutely expected, and the formula was quite nice to work with. Starry's first coat, on the other hand, was a little bit thicker, but bear in mind these polishes are several years old at this point. I do not expect them to go on the way that they first did when I got them. Here's how the first coat looks for both of them. Funnily enough, it does actually look like Starry's is a bit more opaque. However, I think that's a mixture of Starry's being thicker and of Holotaco using smaller and larger glitters, while Starrily only used large glitters. Here is the second coat of Holotaco's. It looks much like the first, went on very similarly, and it looks quite nice to me so far. On the second coat, we're starting to see a bit more of the color coming through. We're starting to see more of that pink undertone. However, it is still very faint. The second coat of Starry's also went on quite nicely, just like the first one, a little bit thick, but again, we're not really going to be taking that into consideration for this. And unlike Holotaco, you can see the pink color coming through much more with the second coat. That's because this color, as we saw earlier, is a bit darker. And here's a comparison of the first two coats. As I just said, Starry's is a bit pinker and looks a little bit fuller, but again, that is because Holotaco uses smaller glitter particles. Third coat of Holotaco's Menchie the Cat, and it is looking very nice. We're finally seeing that gorgeous pink color. This is one that I do think you could get away with 3 coats on if you had shorter nails than me. Unfortunately, I do have a huge nail tip, so I do always need that extra coat just to really seal everything in and hide the whites of my nail. But take a look at this. This polish self-levels incredibly. It almost looks like I have a top coat on already, which is absolutely mind-blowing for a glitter. It's not sticking up weirdly at all. Third coat of Menchie the Cat was starting to get a bit tricky for me. The formula is different from Holotaco, so it does not dry as quickly, which was a bit of a bummer. It got a bit awkward to put on more and more coats as it got thicker and thicker. However, third coat, I was looking at it, I decided that they both need a fourth one, so we're going to do that right now. Fourth coat of Holotaco, and everything has fully come together. The color shines beautifully, the glitters look amazing, and I really liked how this turned out. Here's 4 coats of Menchie the Cat Holotaco without a top coat. And real quick, let's do the 4th coat of Starry's Menchie the Cat. And guys, I just love this color so much. I like how it's a little bit more bold than Holotaco's version. This is without a top coat, and while it's not very glossy, it is still gorgeously sparkly. I went ahead and put on 2 coats of Holotaco's glossy top coat. This was actually my first time using it, and I was so impressed with how well it went on. I've never really invested in a nice top coat before because I'm kind of like, oh, do I want to pay the shipping and all that sort of stuff just for a top coat? But let me tell you, it's kind of worth it. I don't know if I'll be getting it all the time, but it definitely sealed in my nails very well. It was incredibly glossy and it dried very quickly. I did use 2 coats, however, as is usually recommended for a glitter, just to really give it that nice, smooth, glossy finish that we love. And that is looking stunning so far. Here is the full coverage of both of them. Here we can really see the different types of glitters that each of them are using. As I said, Starrily all has one size of glitter while Holotaco has a variation. But Starry's glitters are much more of a dark pink, meanwhile Holotaco's are honestly bordering on silver. Before I get into the real review though, let's talk about the Zyler version. Looking at them in the bottles, they're obviously much more different in shade than Menchie's was. Holotaco is an incredibly bright orange, meanwhile Starrily is much more muted. First coat of Holotaco Zyler the cat, and it makes my nails look even more horrendously stained than they already are. But we're gonna hold out until the next coats. Starrily Zyler looks almost brown in comparison. It is much darker. And as with Menchie the cat, on this first coat, Starrily does almost look more opaque than Holotaco's due to the size of the glitters. I throw in a second coat of Holotaco Zyler, and as you can see, not too much has changed. This one again is also going to need 3 to 4 coats to achieve full opacity. You really can't see the color building up in this coat. It's very bright, very acidic, and I think if you had shorter nails than me, you really could get away with this in just 2 or 3 thicker coats. Next coat of Starrily went on quite the same. Again, the color difference between these two honestly makes Starrily look like it almost has black glitters in it. I know, of course, objectively that it doesn't, but it's a little bit crazy how different they look. The third, God, I've said Holotaco, Starrily, Menchie, and Zyler so many times that my tongue is twisted. Anyways, the third coat of Holotaco Zyler, and as you can see, this definitely could be a 3-coater for some people. I always like to do that extra coat just because you can see the tip of my nail isn't quite covered. I like to do the fourth. Feel free to go for the third. You're absolutely fine. Third coat of Starrily, and honestly, I am so impressed with how well the opacity of Starrily is holding up here. A lot of people think of Holotaco as being the main brand that has glitters that can be fully painted on and not sponged on, but Starrily is doing amazing right now. God damn, go Starrily. Here is my fourth and final coat of Holotaco's Zyler the cat, and everything is looking beautiful. Last stretch, guys, fourth coat of Starrily's version. Again, much darker, but still goes on beautifully. It definitely was getting much thicker here, but that is to be expected. Here's a color comparison for the two of them pre-top coat. As you can see, Holotaco's is a bit glossier even without the top coat, which is actually very impressive of them. I threw on 2 coats of the same top coat that I was using before, and let's take a look at the final results. Oh, look at that sparkle. Oh my god, just take, it looks beautiful. Guys, the top coat shots are always just amazing. I love them. And just take a look at that color in Zyler the cat in Holotaco's version. I mean, damn, that's like an acidic orange. It just kind of outshines the Zyler tone. Not that it's better or worse, it's just that you cannot take your eyes off of it. I mean, Jesus, look at that thing. As you can, of course, see, the colors are different. For Menchie the cat, while they're very similar, Holotaco is definitely much more gray, much more soft, while Starrily's is brighter and bolder. You know, strangely enough, actually, Holotaco's Zyler the cat seems to pair better with Starrily's Menchie the cat, and Holotaco's Menchie the cat seems to pair better with Starrily's Zyler the cat, which I actually find really interesting. It's kind of funny how that turned out. The bright and bold color of each one just sort of flipped. I don't know, I thought that was weird. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm kind of into it. Personally, I do kind of prefer the color of Starrily's Menchie the cat. However, I do like how the formula of Holotaco's Menchie the cat looks a little bit better. I like how the glitters are all different shapes and sizes. You guys know that about me. I was definitely a little bit overwhelmed with the citrusy acidicness of Holotaco's Zyler the cat. It is a very intense color. I was not sure I was going to love it at first, but seeing it on my nails, I think it's kind of a perfect fall color. I can see this going on a bunch of fall nail art designs. I can see this being used for pumpkins. I can see it being used, okay, for pumpkins. Pumpkins was the main thing on my mind, but I think it would work quite well. Whereas Starrily's, it is just more of a regular orange. You can definitely use it for a pumpkin, but you're going to get much more of a punch with the Holotaco's one. And as usual, final thoughts about this collection. I really like it. It's not my favorite, of course. It's hardly even a collection. It is just 2 bottles. It's the cat duo, really. I shouldn't be saying collection, it's a cat duo. I did have a lot of trouble with them getting to me. Unfortunately, it did take about a month. The initial package actually got lost. Holotaco very kindly sent me a new package, but you know, and obviously it wasn't their fault, they don't control shipping, but it was kind of a bummer to wait a whole month for these to come in, and I wanted to get them done before I moved so I wouldn't have to have such a big gap in between my videos. My bad, sorry about that. And how they stack up to the Starrily polishes, honestly, I think it's personal preference what kind of colors you want, how bold they are, how subdued they are. I don't think either is better or worse than the other. I'm really glad that I have all 4 of them. I think that's just a really cool, it's kind of a little like collector's treat for me. I really like it. And I think that might be just about all I have to say. I really hope that you guys liked this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the Cats duo. Did you guys buy it? Are you planning on buying it at some point? Did you ever own the Starrily Cats version, and do you still own them? Which one do you like better? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And I will see you later. Alright, bye!